Hey, everybody, it's Eddie from Tokyo. This is your cryptocurrency update from Japan, and we're going to look at the market, of course, and also the XRP army. Well, I think it's going to be growing very soon. Advice, the CTO of Ripple, that would be David Schwartz, has given regulators. You'll hear that. Also, there is a crisis in the U.S., according to Mike Novogratz. It's in relationship to the U.S. dollar, the digital dollar. So I'm going to have you also listen to the principal architect working on the central bank digital currency. You can hear exactly what they are doing. And a big XRP DeFi announcement. What does it mean to you if you are an XRP holder? But first, let's take a look at the market, because XRP enjoyed this incredible surge in price. Yeah, it's true. It was the best performing cryptocurrency over the weekend. Bitcoin usually leads the momentum. Still on this broad level, it was up just only 2.7%, while XRP had a 7-day gain of 111%. When we look at the year-on-year comparisons, Bitcoin is up 776%, while XRP is up 635% year-on-year. I would imagine you've heard from previous bull runs that XRP has had a tendency to pump last and pump the hardest, and it seems to be holding that same pattern. I do believe there's a lot of runway still, so on the year-on-year for 2021, we're probably going to see XRP outperform Bitcoin. That is what I think. But don't get me wrong, there are so many great projects in the top 50 that have seen just phenomenal gains. Zilliqa, Chiliz, Engine, Cellulose, Holo, Filecoin, Cardano, Binance, Luna. If you have held any of those projects for a length of time, congratulations, because I know you are having one big party. Willy Woo, he is one of the best chart readers in the space. I've been watching him since early 2017. He primarily does Bitcoin, but I really need to share with you his tweet that came out about nine hours ago. He wired money to himself, and the money didn't arrive after 2.5 weeks. He then called the bank, and the bank said, well, we couldn't find a correspondent bank. So he requested his funds to be returned. They said, please come into the branch and sign a form. Pay a processing fee of $250. Can you imagine? Here you have a bank that is using a legacy system, no doubt, in their wire, and they had a complete breakdown with their correspondent banking partnership for whatever reason. And now they're asking Willy Woo to take out his personal time to come in, fill out a form, and pay them $250 for their mistake. It's crazy. And you know, what Willy needs to understand is, A, this happens every day with Swift, the legacy system that just doesn't work. And B, this is why people are really believing in the Ripple technology and the digital asset XRP. So I think, Willy, now you really understand. Banks, yes, as you say, they are in the dark ages. Yes, some of them still are. And obsolete, well, banks might become obsolete, but that is if they don't adopt the technology to make them competitive in a world among those who have chosen to use blockchain and digital assets. I'm just really thankful. I'm sorry that you had the experience, but I'm really thankful that you brought your experience to light, because it does just prove the validity of the digital asset XRP. And if you are new to the space, you might be surprised that you have to lock up 20 XRP in a reserve for any address that you will maintain. And I know that as the price goes up, you start calculating. If you're like me, who have 7, 8, 9 addresses, you start thinking, wow, 20 XRP locked up in all those accounts, that's and the price is getting this high. Yeah, that's starting to add up to a lot of money. Or even in the potential that it rises, your calculation begins. Well, there is a way to delete old accounts. And you can do that using the Sum app that was built by XRPL Labs. And that is, of course, Weetza Wind and his team, Tristan and Ali, and maybe they have some more people on the team. I always want to make sure to give the team a shout out. But if you delete that account, you can get 15 back, and then that 5 remains. Just Google delete XRP account and Sum, XUMM, and I'm sure you can find the instructions. And what you'll see is David just recently said that if the price of XRP stays over $1 for 2 weeks, he will personally start advocating for a drop in the XRPL reserve requirement from the 20 to 5 to 10 to 2. So you would only need 10 to secure and lock up that address, which, by the way, prevents the malicious behavior that or the usage that can occur. So that is why that reserve exists. And then should you want to close that out, if it's changed, then you would be able to get 8 of those XRP back and the 2 would remain. So we'll keep an eye on that. All right, the XRP army, is it going to grow? Yeah, I think so. This is a very big channel, gets a lot of views. It has not been one to promote XRP, but that is changing. Have a listen.
Here's the thing. We got Bitcoin kind of pumping right now, kind of exciting stuff. I talk to you guys about Bitcoin and trading every day. I think what's going on right now with XRP is extremely interesting. And I'm announcing today that I'm officially joining the XRP army, or at least, maybe I'm not going that far, okay? But I'm at least going to start adding XRP back to my portfolio.
So he's going to start adding XRP. He'll start talking about XRP. It's great. I'm really, really happy. I just think sitting on the fence, however, is not very convincing for me. And I'm probably thinking it's probably not too comfortable either. I hope you swing both legs over instead of straddling that fence, because XRP, the army, is a fantastic community of people who will welcome you with open arms. All right, we're going to this. David Schwartz, the CTO of Ripple, had an interview with Turner Wright from Cointelegraph, and it is really good. The whole thing in its entirety, always when David has a chance to speak, he can have this tendency to completely have you captivated from beginning to end. I'll put the link to this in the description below, but I pulled out just 2 segments. And the first segment is talking about, well, what happens if Ripple does indeed move its headquarters?
So let's just jump right into it. Both Brad Garlinghouse and Chris Larson have implied that they see the future of the company like maybe outside the US, or at least opening a different branch. I know they're expanding into Asia. They've expanded to different markets. How would you personally be affected if they were to relocate their headquarters from the Bay Area to Japan, let's say?
Well, I wouldn't necessarily have to go there just because the company relocated their headquarters. And there's sort of a distinction between what could be, you could imagine one scenario where just certain Ripple-owned entities become based in Japan, let's say, but the physical headquarters is still in San Francisco where it is now. Or you could imagine those operations shifting overseas. And all of that is kind of in flux right now. We are a U.S. company. We would like to be able to stay in the United States, but it is true that right now most of our business is overseas.
Most of their business is overseas. I don't think it's going to change much it just will allow them to maybe be closer to the area, which is Southeast Asia, that's really exploding, to manage that growth. And so I don't see it as any problem whatsoever. Okay, there's one more segment that I wanted to pull out, and he clearly shows his frustration with the lack of clarity in the United States. Have a listen.
And I'll be completely honest. I would love to be able to go to regulators and say, this is the principle that you should enact into law. This is what's good, and this is what's bad. And of course, I would hope that like XRP would fall on the good side. Otherwise, like I wouldn't be happy advocating that standard. But like I would like to have at least then everybody would know whether what they're doing is okay or not. But it's very difficult to draw a bright line standard. My number one recommendation to U.S. regulators is like look at the rest of the world and don't get out of step. Like at least remain competitive. Because if these businesses are going to become massive multi-billion-dollar corporations, they're going to be the new internet companies. Don't fall out of step. Don't drive innovation over. Yeah, you can't fix the problem overnight. There's not one bill that's going to just make everything better immediately. I wish there was. That's not realistic. But what is realistic is to say, don't fall out of step. Don't drive innovation overseas. Like it's obvious what you shouldn't do. At least
it's obvious what you shouldn't do. At least don't fall out of step and don't drive innovation overseas. All right. So we have Mike Novogratz, a big BTC supporter. He says that the U.S. is facing a major competitive disadvantage unless it engineers a digital dollar soon. He's calling it an existential crisis. What he means by that is that it is really has a risk of continuing to exist as a power without a bad ending. And so I want you to know that there is karma coverage. He is an example of a serious member of the XRP community who studies, and look at this, he's been on XRP chat since 2015. He weighs in often on the subject of the central bank digital currency, and he brought this next video to my attention. It is really very good because it is the principal architect from the Federal Reserve Bank of Boston who's working with the MIT group in designing this CBDC. So there's just so much to really consider when you have like 15,000 transactions per second in cash and over 40 to 50,000 credit card transactions per second, globally, just even the numbers even get more mind-boggling. He's talking about 2 terabytes of data per day. And that's out of most capabilities right now. So, figuring out who's going to run nodes, how it's going to actually function in terms of the block verification, are you going to do this through elected nodes or through a decentralized nodes or through nodes that rotate based on a preferred list? I mean, it's a huge life cycle of management and cost that is still to be designed. And so there's a lot of thought experiments going on right now, and they just are truly in the beginning stages of testing different solutions. Have a listen to just this short portion.
We want to deeply understand all of the options, and we want to really understand how they interact. So we're going to be building a hypothetical CBDC, and we're going to run it through its paces and see how it operates in a wide variety of conditions. We might learn that the right way to do this is to use already existing, well-understood technology, or we might find out that basically a complete rethink is the right approach. But what we do know is the best way to figure all of this out is to go and build it and see what happens, scale it up, see where it falls over. And so that's what we're doing.
So I don't think you can expect something to roll out soon. They're really going to be careful and complete a lot of different proof of concepts and tests. Okay, so Michael Arrington replied to Pomp today. Pomp said, decentralization is inevitable. And Michael Arrington replied, there may be war first, but yes, it's inevitable. What I think these two are alluding to is they're really paying attention to what's happening. And here we had on April 10th, Jack Lew the CEO of Wanchain, announced that just a few days from now, XRP will officially be joining Wanchain's family of decentralized interoperable blockchain networks. Yeah, so come build and join them. I think that you need to just know a few things, because this is truly another big, huge step into DeFi. It is a decentralized financial world connector. Okay, that is the Wanchain function, is to connect all these decentralized ecosystems. They're the Ethereum virtual machine based. They're also an Ethereum fork, but they only forked the code, not the actual chain itself. It does include private transactions, and Wanchain employs globally teams all over China, Asia, USA, Africa, Europe. And they do have a native coin. It's called Wancoin. And they were first to bridge Ethereum and BTC all the way back in 2018. So they have been they've been a project that has really been moving for quite some time. Today's price was $2.50. It's now what, $2.39. Okay, it was at $2.59 earlier. It's had an all-time high of $9.91. There is a total supply of 210 million, and it's an interesting time for XRP holders, because you're going to be able to now access different yield mining and loaning and borrowing. You can use your collateral by wrapping it and putting it onto the new Wanchain, and take part in all of this DeFi that is occurring with the Ethereum world. It's really quite interesting. And the Wanchain, it doesn't have the same kind of fees that the Ethereum chain has. So, okay, getting to more fun and light stuff. This is Shako, the XRP doggo. He has created something that is quite fun. It's a new poster. It is a very creative Avengers Endgame poster with a few XRP community members in it. I'm going to start from the top left, because some of these are hard to figure out. This is Jay Clayton moving to Brad Garlinghouse. There's Kevin Cage. This is Sam I Am. That's Gary Gensler. There's XRP Mammy. There's Jungle Inc. Weetza Win. There's myself. There's David Schwartz. Here's Alex Cobb over here to the far right. We've got Blockchain Backer holding on to his green candle, and Shako Doggo. And I had to look it up because I didn't know. I'm pretty sure the Shako refers to the hat that is a tall military hat used in lots of countries, actually. It's called a crown Shako. That is the official name of this style of hat. This is one that comes from the turn of the 17th century. Yeah, and it is something that is on auction now for a very handsome price, $3,500, and it is made of leather. Very cool. And then taking a look at a brand new community poster, Stetis has made a beautiful, beautiful golden edition, and he's done it with a limited number. And the editions that fall number 1, number 9, and number 21 in this version 9, this is his 9th version of posters, will be put up for auction. So he's only chosen to make 21 copies total available, but 1, 9, and 21 are up for auction. And you can see that the bidding starts at $500. And the wonderful thing is 20% of the final price is going to be donated to charities. Yeah, so that is something that you can choose if you are the highest bidder. All right, everybody, we are just going to the fluff, which is a few hours ago. Hideki Matsuyama from Japan won the Masters, and that was a really great finish. I watched 2 days of golf, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. I want to say congratulations to Matsuyama-san. And it looks like, I wanted to show you, he's wearing a watch here that has the white wristband to it. And could it be this new Seiko? No, it's not. But look at this new Seiko. It has been designed right after a piece of nigiri. This is nigiri sushi. This is what it's called. The onigiri is where you have the sushi on top of the rice that's been formed by a chef. And even the band looks like rice. And then you have this very cool face. I think it's quite nice. Here it is in another picture. I think it's nice. I like it a lot. Yes, very, very nice. And then the Sumo Association created something very fun. This is one of the wrestlers, and he's catching what's called sakura mochi. This is a rice cake that's wrapped in a sakura leaf. And if I show you, it's a game. And I'll try to play and I'll try to hit, but you have to freeze the frame exactly when he catches the mochi, and then you get this message. So let me see if I can do it here for you. Okay. Oh, I didn't do it. It's hard. Oh, no, too late. I'm really late. Okay. No, I can't do it. So if you can freeze it at the exact one frame to see the message, it says, nice catch, you did it. Yatta! How fun is that? Just kind of fun stuff. All right, everybody. Yes, do take care. And I seem to be back to getting my research done. And I will see you tomorrow. Until then, take care. Sayonara for now. Bye-bye.